Well, it's the second day of quarters. It's all wrapped up. I'm joined right now by Dash himself, who has, is this your natural hair?
This is my natural hair, yes. What did you expect that I was going to tell you? I was wearing a wig or
No. I mean, your hair changes all the time. I don't know what color it is anymore.
Oh.
For all I know, it could be pink.
Okay, well, so actually, yes, it is not my natural hair in that there are pieces of my hair that are dyed.
Oh, okay.
Ever since I had the gray hair, it's been a struggle to get back to normalcy because I had to dye it dark brown in order to cover all the gray up.
Okay.
But that then meant that my natural hair color would go in at a different shade, and there's this whole gradient, and so now it's a whole mess of stuff that nobody here is actually interested in.
I don't know all I'm saying is I don't know what your hair color is, right? Like if you had to, I don't even know if you know what your hair color is.
I would say ash brown.
Okay, ash brown.
If we're gonna be
Okay,
specific.
great, fantastic. Well, now that's it. We're done. Thank you very much for watching. No, okay, so first off, let's talk about the venue for quarters here in Chicago, the Chicago Theater, historic landmark, founded from 1920s.
Yes.
What has it been like for you broadcasting and hosting in this?
This venue is spectacular. I mean, to start, it's just beautiful, right? I mean, you can just appreciate the architecture and the beauty and the kind of the time, effort, and intent, right, in terms of building this place. Then you poured in the most modern of things, right, into a historic venue, right? Esports. It's like we're playing video games on a stage where, some of the best singers in the world, Ben Harper's playing on this stage and all that stuff. And like, boom, here we are making a mess and hooting and hollering and all that kind of stuff. But I think what's crazy and most special about it is the intimacy of the venue and then the grandeur of the event and the kind of the contrast that has, where you've got about the same number of people that we had in San Francisco, 3,000 plus, but a venue that's maybe half to a third the actual size.
Right.
So when people decide that they want to be loud, you better be ready, because day one, my ears were ringing at the end of the day. Like, I got back to the dressing room and I didn't realize it until I had silence, and I was like, oh, hold on. Actually, this is going to take a while to get out. But, I mean, it's just been spectacular for all of those reasons.
Yeah, well, there's a shot behind us, or actually, I don't know if we'll get this, but there's this area up here where all these balconies are, and this is actually where you guys are broadcasting, and then also all the other languages come in from that area as well. And so I assume you're just getting hit by all the sound.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll be, because you got the sound coming up from below, obviously, but then you've got this massive balcony with, another 1,000, 15, however many people are up there, and it all kind of reverbs right in the middle, so you get caught in it. But I think that's another element of this that is so cool, is being up there. Again, you look at San Francisco or something, Analyst Desk is built onto a platform kind of on the ground, and you get a much more linear view of things. The kind of the feeling of being in a theater box, and being elevated and getting that bird's eye view of the different fans. I mean, I loved the Bald Eagle guys who yesterday, they were right below us, and then also too, just the sense of community that you get being that close to all of our international partners, where in other venues, sometimes I've got, the Chinese broadcast all the way over there and the Korean broadcast over there. I get to walk next door and talk to Castor June. We had a conversation today, before we went on air, where it's, hey, how you doing? Good luck, all that kind of stuff. So
well, let's talk about, by the way, Castor June moment, or at least like a Korean broadcast moment. You in the audience at the opening, walking down the theater and sort of getting all the crowd going. It was a fantastic moment, really, I think encapsulated the theater feeling.
Yeah, well, it was a special moment for me because I've always wanted to do an intro like that, that live intro where you do the tracking handheld shot, following the person as they enter the arena and getting to interact with the crowd and all that. And, I had seen Castor June do it, and he does a phenomenal job with it. And he and I got a taste of that at All-Stars last year together, but I've always wanted to kind of have one of those moments for myself. And fortunately for me, my producers approached me and said, this is such a cool venue where we think we can make it happen. I jumped right on that train, and it was only made better by the decibel level of the crowd and how much they were willing to dive into it with me, because that's the only way it works, right? If I go out and do all that crazy yelling at the top of my lungs and then everyone's silent, I look like the biggest idiot on the face of the earth. But like everybody else committing to it and being so into the moment of like, yeah, we're here playing League of Legends on this incredible stage, and we're about to watch some of the best and most talented players in the world go at it for 3 to 5 hours. Like, that's a cool thing, and we all celebrate and share in that.
Right. Now, I think a lot of people are concerned that the North American crowds and fans will start to diminish now that North America's hopes have exited the tournament officially yesterday. But today it felt like RNG and SKT, everybody's rooting for both teams.
So I think that reminiscent of MSI this year, where it seemed like the crowd just was there to see good League of Legends. That's all they cared about, was that good games were being played and that, huge epic highlight reels were being played. I mean, you saw MLXG playing his butt off there in the last couple games with some incredible Lee Sin play, and that should be appreciated by every League of Legends player, regardless of what region you're from. And although, yes, I'm bummed too. NA is not here. There go our chances. Of course, for the West, we're going to put our money behind, maybe H2K or even Albus Nox as a wild card that's going to make a stab at, at the semifinals.
Or the finals. I think finals, SKT, Albus Nox, Luda. I mean, I knew that from the beginning of this tournament.
To me, that would be sick if SKT had to defend their title against Albus Nox. But I think that I doubt the audience will diminish. I doubt that passion will diminish, because I think that, again, the really cool thing about League of Legends, the really cool thing about video game and sport in general, actually I'll extend this to all sport, right, is that we can all appreciate when a good play is made. It doesn't matter if your team is kicked out and you're not seeing them in the Super Bowl. When you see that epic Hail Mary pass get caught, you're going to live in that moment. You're going to celebrate that moment too, and we're going to have the same kind of stuff happen throughout the remainder of this tournament. I'm certain of it.
Well, final thing here. First off, first off, I have to imagine you're very hyped about Staples. You were not around the first Staples event.
Well, I wasn't casting, but I did attend the first Staples event. I actually got to go and watch SKT win, so that's why it will be cool for me, is that the very first Worlds event I ever watched was Season 2, but that was at home on my computer. Then the next year, I was so committed to it, I was like, I'm going to go see a bunch of group stages and quarters, and I went and saw almost all of it. Yeah. Probably spent way too much money going to all of the different stops of Worlds. Yeah. And now this year I get to return to Staples and really get that feeling of being in that stadium. And I imagine it'll be akin to, say, Madison Square Garden, but being on American soil for my first World Finals ever is going to be a really special thing, and I just can't wait for it. And we got a lot of cool stuff planned.
Well, Dash, I think I have to go interview Faker now, so unfortunately we have to end this.
Faker beats Dash,
yeah,
so that's fair.
Anything you want to say to the fans?
I just want to say thank you so much for making this, in my opinion, so far the best Worlds that we've ever had. Group stages was wild, and of course we're helped by having fantastic games, exciting games. But ultimately, I'll speak on behalf of players as well. Like, what drives them and drives us is your passion, is what brings you here, and how loud you get at these events. And so keep bringing that fire, because we'll keep shooting it back.
Well, thank you so much, Dash, for the interview, and congratulations on being able to host in this historic event. Very, very cool.
It's an honor.
For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things Worlds here at Yahoo Esports.